Hello friends, we begin with the concept of interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication involves the information, ideas and feelings which are always being exchanged verbally or non-verbally between two or more people. Face-to-face communication often involves hearing, seeing and feeling body language, facial expressions and gestures. In other terms, interpersonal communication is actually exchanging information, meaning, feelings and opinions between two or more people via verbal and non-verbal means. Now, although we mentioned face-to-face communication previously, today's technology compels us to expand its definition to include media such as phone calls and even online messages which are always being exchanged on social media. Now we come to the types of interpersonal communication. First, verbal. In other words, verbal means speaking. This term covers the words we use and how persuasively we use it. In speaking, in the language you use, which words are emphasized, and even the use of affirmative sounds and short phrases like yup or even ah. The second is listening. You can make a good case for listening as the most important interpersonal communication skill. It covers the ability to listen attentively, whether you are using your ears to listen in person or even some other means, say for example over the internet. Listening also includes special techniques like reflection and clarification. You know, the best listeners are people who can focus their attention on the speaker to make the latter feel like that they are the sole and the most important person in the room. So interpersonal communication is actually a two-way process of communication via the speaker and the listener. Now we come to the 6 C qualities of effective communication. Now you can refer to the slides which have been shown via PowerPoint. And what are the 6 C qualities? Clearness, conciseness, coherence, correctness, the ability to convince others, and most importantly, being courteous. Courtesy or being courteous is one of the most effective qualities for interpersonal communication, and it calls for senders to revise messages to reflect courtesy or courtesy. Now we come to what actually courtesy means. Courteous messages use positive words. Positive words show respect for the receiver and reflect the you attitude. Courtesy promotes goodwill by showing concern for the receiver. Goodwill comes with a feeling of confidence based on honesty and reliable service. Courtesy may also be described as diplomacy. For example, when government officials from different countries meet, they employ some of the same strategies you use in showing concern for the reader of your messages. The officials sometimes use appropriate gender references during the dialogue, and they select gender-free terms. After the meeting, further negotiations and relations between the two countries are aided by meeting communication deadlines, that is, responding to messages promptly and, of course, being in as well as on time. Now, how is courtesy exhibited? By applying the following methods, senders, be it the writer or the speaker, may demonstrate courtesy in their messages. How? By developing the you attitude, the use of positive words, selection of gender-free terms, and most importantly, responding to messages promptly. Now, how you develop the you attitude? To develop this you attitude, a writer or speaker must project empathy to replace we with you or your and address receiver by name. Now, what does empathy mean? Now, remember, empathy and sympathy, they are different. Empathy means to fuse the gap between the self and the other. And this fusion always happens when the self imagines the other on its own terms. That is, you imagine yourself in the receiver's position. In written communication, you apply the same tact that you would use if you were talking directly to the receiver. When you talk with a person, help project your meaning. When you write, you have only words to convey the meaning. A misused or misunderstood word can confuse the reader and cost a business money. Thus, when you write or speak, avoid colloquialisms, jargon, and any words or phrases that might be offensive or that might be misunderstood. To develop the you attitude, replace I or we with you or your to establish your friendly intent as a writer. In your message, emphasize the benefits to the reader. For example, you always use, we will prepare complimentary snacks for the office party, or you will receive complimentary snacks at the office party. So just figure it out which one is better. Of course, we is better. And we will provide free event shirts for volunteers to wear at the rest. So this we attitude, this is most important. The use of positive words, they are of great advantage when you are being courteous. Because people are more open to the content of positive messages than of negative ones. So structure your sentences in such a way that these positive words convey the sense of you messages. For example, criticism often demoralizes employees. This is in a negative tone. Now, how to change this into positive tone? You use sentences like, praise often motivates employees. So just change the way you express yourself. And always be careful to avoid negative words like annoy, damage, failed, lazy, no, blame, deny. Because these words, they always convey the negative sense. So you may refer to the PowerPoint because there in detail you'll find the list of negative words which need to be avoided. Next, select gender-free terms. Some nouns, especially job titles, refer to either men or women. Gender-free terms grant both sexes equal status and respect. So, terminology that stereotypes or indicates bias against either men or women is called sexist language, which should be avoided. Stereotypes may imply that racial and ethnic groups, women, men, or individuals with disabilities are superior or inferior to others. Thus, words that stereotype people may often readers and lessen opportunities to create the sense of goodwill. The sense of goodwill is extremely important. So, avoid terms like policeman and replace it with gender-free terms like police officer. For bellman, you use customer service assistant. In place of craftsman, use the craft worker. For fireman, you use firefighter. Replace foreman with supervisor or manager. And replace waitress with the server. So in this way, you can use gender-free terms. Respond to messages promptly. Now, this is one of the hallmarks of effective communication. Because timeliness is the watchword for diplomatic communication. Therefore, prompt messages and prompt responses are the perfect way to enhance the effectiveness of communication, be it written or be it speech. A favorable business reputation is built on orders that are shipped early. In addition, a timely response may turn a complaint into a business opportunity. Business etiquette actually suggests that you send thank you and congratulations messages within 2 days of an event. And when you receive written requests, prepare a reply within 4 working days. Practice courteous communication. Next, we come to clarity, which implies emphasizing on a specific message or goal at a time, rather than trying to achieve too much at once. Clarity in communication actually has the following features. It makes understanding easier, and complete clarity of thoughts and ideas enhances the meaning of message. Often you must have found yourself in situations where something goes wrong and everyone starts pointing fingers at each other. This happens because of a lack of clarity in communication. Whether it might be at a workplace or amongst a group of friends, clarity is the most crucial element to ensure effective communication. Without clarity, there are more chances that you might be misunderstood. So having clarity in communication eliminates all possibilities of confusion and miscommunication. So in short, practice courtesy and clarity to improve interpersonal communication. Thank you.